Day one of joint practices here in Minnesota. I'm Phil Milani alongside Aric DiLalla and Sidney Jones. We heard from both the quarterbacks here today. Aric, how'd they look out there?
Yeah, a little bit of up and down play, Phil. I think you look toward the end of the day, an end of the game scenario, driving the ball. Teddy Bridgewater succeeded in his attempt, found Jerry Jeudy on probably a 20 to 25 yard slant, and Jeudy went the distance, would have had a 60-yard touchdown. So that kind of capped his day. Only 2 or 3 incompletions for Teddy Bridgewater. Drew Lock not quite as successful. Had a little bit of issues working with Quinn Miners and the second team, threw a pick there at that end of game scenario. Still did have some nice throws, of course. He had one to Cortland Sutton in a 7-on-7 period. Really nice throw, good catch, a couple other good passes, but maybe a slight edge to Teddy today.
Okay, and Teddy back here in Minnesota, obviously an emotional return after he began his career here. Sidney, talking about Jerry Jeudy, he said that Bridgewater said of Jeudy that he's scared of what he could do out on the field.
Honestly, I'd be scared too. I mean, today he was phenomenal. We've seen him all camp just be really amazing. He kind of came into his second year and has kind of looked like a different person. You know, obviously he had a lot of drops last season, came in really focused on that this offseason. I think he's only had a couple drops during training camp, but today, Aric, I think, mentioned it. Teddy threw a long, deep pass to Jerry, took it all in, all the way the distance. He somersaulted into the end zone and then rolled around in the grass. You know, I think it was the start of one-on-ones, he just smoked Mackenzie Alexander. I mean, just watching him has been incredible, and he's had a really great day today.
Well, the quarterback battle continues on here. Drew Lock will get the start this week. Then against the Seahawks, it'll be Teddy's turn. The other story that we heard from today was Von Miller. He said that it doesn't matter who's quarterback, even he could play quarterback. But on a more serious note, he talked about visiting the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, he said it was great to see Peyton, great to see DeMarcus, all these guys, of course, and he thought about what's it going to be like to be up there on that stage, what's it going to be like to unveil his bust someday. Said he's not ready yet. He's still kind of putting the finishing touches on his Hall of Fame career, wants to make sure there's no doubt that he's a future Pro Football Hall of Famer, and hopefully we should see him on the field soon here. He said he needs to play some preseason snaps, needs to sharpen the knife, Phil. You're a chef. You know what that's like. You need a sharp knife, so it'll be exciting to see him out there and get to see that Hall of Fame potential back on the field.
It's interesting. Last week he said that he was at peace and that everything was fine. Now he's like, no, I still got to do more to get after the Hall of Fame here. Sidney, let's wrap up here. What do you think about this facility? It's pretty special, huh?
Phil, it is. It's really special. I've been to Minnesota, I think one time. It was really just driving through. Never been to Minneapolis or seen the facility at all, but it's beautiful. It seems high tech, up to date. One thing I do have to say, I kind of miss the dry weather up in Denver. It is very, very humid out here.
Our hair, how does our hair look?
Oh, phenomenal.
Your hair looks good too, so yeah, we're all fine. Okay,
good.
no humidity problems here, so I don't know what the problem is. Okay. All right, that's going to do it for us. We'll be back tomorrow, day 2 of joint practices here in the Twin Cities. For Aric DiLalla, Sidney Jones, I'm Phil Milani.